Walls and Curtains, Episode 6. The funny thing about being in a tunnel is that you suddenly don't care about what's happening on Earth. Everything is quiet and smells of Earth, and it's like you've been there forever. There are many things that live there, all of them blind. Lizards, insects, fish, spiders, animals that are not only blind, but that you can see even if you shine your flashlight on them. And there are, of course, ghosts, pretending to be busy. A ghost is a thing with issues, which is why it's a ghost and not a cloud of roving particles in search of a sturdier form. Ghosts are smoke in the shape of people, but it's thick smoke if they still have unresolved problems with the world of humans on the surface of the earth. Sometimes these human-shaped smoke forms have problems with each other, too. Did you ever see a ghost fight? I asked Schlesy. He had sat down on a stone that was no doubt the door to the tomb of a departed sister. I can't see anything, he said, but I hear a lot of things. I was prepared for this. I had a box of wooden matches and a torch made from rags soaked in my stepfather's plum brandy. The first match I struck lit the rag torch. Shadows fled in all directions. The ghost of a golem caught his skirt on a broken gravestone and flapped there like a freaked-out bat trying to get away from the rabbi whose dead daughter he was in love with and was looking for in the underground. "I hear water," whispered Schlesy. He wasn't wrong. A twisty stream ahead was sounding like our kitchen faucet turned all the way up, which means that it was more like a steady drip than a roar. Water pressure was unpredictable during Stalinism. Our faucet barely gave up enough to fill a pot to boil potatoes in. On Saturdays, when the family took a bath, it took all day to fill pots to boil and pour into a zinc tub. The bad man always went in first, a hairy, protuberant pud who made whale noises and splashed our immaculate floors. My mother followed, a tender but determined form that rubbed armpits vigorously with lye soap and removed dead skin from her feet with a bone grater. After this, I was lowered in that gooey substance of dirt and grease particles and scraped with a file by Ilse, while Mother held me up by the ears and the bad man pulled my hair to keep me upright. We were clean after that, and glowing with the love of Comrade Stalin. "You digress," said Schlesy. A lizard followed by a lizardess disappeared in a crack between gravestones. They left behind tiny black eggs that shone like BB pellets under the flaming rag torch. "Those make good eating," I told Schlesy, who looked disgusted. To prove the point, I gave him the torch and scooped a handful of these lizard eggs and put them in my mouth. They were crunchy and didn't taste too bad. I'd had worse. The thing about eating was that we school children ate everything. In the fall, on my way to school, I stopped to stuff my face with mulberries from a tree. At lunch, I gave my bread and jam sandwich to another kid, as did Schlesy, and the two of us ran to the peasant market by the river, where we pretended that our mothers sent us to buy stuff. We tried sharp and sweet cheese, cherries, salami, bread, whatever the peasants put out for housewives to taste. We ate better this way than 99% of our townsmen, including the docents at the Brukenthal Museum, where we hope to eventually sell our gold. I think that we may have eaten better than Comrade Stalin. Anyway, the lizard eggs tasted like caviar, but Schlesy was having none of it. He was impatient to take a look at our treasure to make sure that it was undisturbed. The only trouble was that the rag torch was burning down fast, and we would be in the dark in another minute, which is just what happened.